finally, some good news with the Amazon-funded Phoebe Waller-Bridge Tomb Raider series seemingly being canceled. I don't think it's going to see the light of day, which is good because this inevitably would have been a gigantic trash fire. Now, this alleged rumor news comes to us just after the Netflix teaser for, let's just say, their gay Tomb Raider animation that also received some terrible backlash. So things are not looking that good for Tomb Raider, but they're looking better as this has been canceled. And it's not all bad, because while, yes, we're celebrating that this seemingly is not going to see the light of day, fans are giving appropriate backlash for what Netflix is doing. And yes, while Crystal Dynamics has full intent to try to ruin the mainline Tomb Raider series, there's still some glimmers of hope. We did get those Tomb Raider remasters for the classics that turned out phenomenal. Of course, Crystal Dynamics was not associated with that so far to where they put their disclaimer saying how much they hated it. But that was fantastic. And I have a lot of hope that we will see future remasters from Aspire, who did the last ones, in the coming future, because there are 3 more games we need remasters for. I have hope that that will be a reality. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So this is coming to us from That Park Place. Hollywood insiders reportedly believe Amazon and Phoebe Waller-Bridge's live-action Tomb Raider will not come to fruition. Amazing. We're sick of seeing everything that Phoebe Waller-Bridge touches. She already ruined Indiana Jones. Why would they even give her the opportunity to ruin Tomb Raider in general? I don't get it. But as we keep seeing as pattern behavior in the industry, and especially with nerd culture stuff, is that a lot of the women associated with these who ruin things, they fail upwards. Then they get more opportunities to ruin other things. But it's not making money. It's not profitable. So at some point you got to say, okay, how about no? And this looks to be possibly the case. A new report suggests that many Hollywood insiders believe that Amazon and Phoebe Waller-Bridge's live-action Tomb Raider series will never see the light of day. This new report comes from Leslie Goldberg at Puck and notes, Amazon is now searching for a star to play Lara Croft in a live-action Tomb Raider series written by Waller-Bridge that has many insiders placing bets on whether it will ever come to fruition. One insider allegedly told the outlet, that's a deal for saving face. Amazon MGM Studios announced it was bringing Phoebe Waller-Bridge on board to write and executive produce the show in the wake of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny bombing at box offices, where she played Helena Shaw. In a press release in May, the company announced today at its inaugural upfront presentation, Prime Video announced that it has ordered a Tomb Raider series with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Fleabag, set as writer and executive producer. The series is based on the iconic Tomb Raider video game franchise, which follows the adventure of world-famous archaeologist and adventurer Lara Croft. Now, something that has to be noted here is what Phoebe Waller-Bridge was saying in interviews and stuff was that, oh, I want to do new things. I can't remember exactly, and I'm paraphrasing, but by her words, she didn't want to deliver just something accurate to the source. She really wanted to bring in her own stuff. And we know that can't be very good given how she's into communist ideologies, as we've seen with what she's done with Indiana Jones here, and more what we see with these woke ideologies in general. Granted, when you say is it accurate to the source, that can be very confusing because Tomb Raider hasn't been accurate to its source in a long time. So what source is it trying to be accurate to? Because if it's trying to be accurate to whatever the new stuff that's going on, everything that Crystal Dynamics is doing with Tomb Raider, then that is not accurate with the source either. And so now we have Crystal Dynamics trying to clean up this gigantic mess that they created because they did make Tomb Raider and Lara Croft completely unrecognizable in every facet. So now it's like, oh, we want to do this unification effort, but how can you unify something, in this case with Lara Croft, how can you unify characters who are completely different in appearances, completely different in ideologies, completely different in upbringings, completely different in backgrounds and storylines, completely different in the fact that Crystal Dynamics doesn't even want Lara Croft to be a Tomb Raider anymore, which I've covered at length. They want her to be a truth seeker, and people gift her artifacts now. She doesn't steal them. She's not a Tomb Raider anymore. All right, so let's continue. It added, the project comes as part of a deal between Crystal Dynamics and Amazon MGM Studios, originating through DJ2's first look deal with the studio to develop additional Tomb Raider stories into series and films. Tomb Raider will premiere exclusively on Prime Video in more than 240 countries and territories worldwide. Now, we're seeing a bunch of just... Crystal Dynamics is just essentially whoring Lara Croft out. It is what they're doing. They are putting her name on all of these third-party partnerships that you can imagine, a lot of them being absolutely terrible. Look at the Call of Duty trash fire that was. A giant mess. Lara Croft looking terrible. And so, yeah, there's just a ton of different mobile games and all these things that they're associating Lara Croft with. And it's different. It's not consistent. They're just, I don't know. It's a mess. I hate it. Now, the actual remasters, those are fantastic. They actually hired fans for this, and you can tell. And yeah, it hasn't been ruined by Crystal Dynamics as everything else has been. So at least we have that, right? But yeah, in terms of any new stuff that we're going to see in the near future, not unless it is a remaster made by Aspire or a completely, unless another company is working at the helm of something and not associated with Crystal Dynamics, you don't plan on it being good. Waller-Bridge commented on the announcement, "If I could tell my teenage self this was happening, I think she'd explode. Tomb Raider has been a huge part of my life, doubt. And I feel incredibly privileged to be bringing it to television with such passionate collaborators." She added, "Lara Croft means a lot to me, as she does to many, and I can't wait to go on this adventure, bats and all." That's the thing, is so many people, and as you've seen even with the Netflix adaptation and the writer there talking about, oh, how much Lara Croft meant to her, but then, oh, by the way, I'm uncomfortable with the idea of tomb raiding. We got to change that. Well, then Lara Croft really didn't mean that much to you, now did she? Not if you had to uglify her, and not if you had to change her motivations and everything about her. Then no, I'm gonna say Lara Croft didn't mean diddly crap to you, but I digress. All right, so Amazon MGM Studios head Jennifer Salk also stated, "I'm so happy to announce that we have ordered the epic globetrotting series Tomb Raider from the incredibly gifted Emmy Award winner Phoebe Waller-Bridge and the team at Crystal Dynamics. Fans and newcomers can look forward to exhilarating adventures that honor the legacy of this iconic character," she said. They don't. That's the problem. All of this new stuff, apart from the remasters, do not honor the legacy of Lara Croft. They have changed it beyond recognition. They want to erase the legacy of Lara Croft and replace it with this new garbage instead. Head of studio at Crystal Dynamics, Scott Amos, also stated, "Amazon MGM Studios and Amazon Games are incredible collaborators with a massive reach across the globe, enabling us to expand our Tomb Raider franchise with multiple new adventures and a shared passion for creating impactful, entertaining, emotional experiences for players and viewers throughout every facet of this universe. These timeless stories span all media platforms to meet audiences where they want to engage with Tomb Raider. It's a critical step towards our future with fans everywhere," he added. Waller-Bridge's involvement in a Tomb Raider series at Amazon MGM Studios was rumored back in February, with Deadline reporting she should write a TV series as part of a potential Tomb Raider universe that would span television, film, and games. Deadline also noted Waller-Bridge could also be involved in the potential movie as well as TV series. So yeah, they want to work on a movie as well as just... It's a giant mess. Tomb Raider is in way too big of an identity crisis right now for there to be all of this stuff going on. For there to be TV shows, animated shows, movies, all of that. Tomb Raider needs to go back to its roots and find its identity again before it even thinks about all of this. But this is where we're at. So Waller-Bridge confirms her involvement with the series, telling IGN in June 2023, "There's so much I can incorporate. I mean, the character of Lara Croft was inspired by Indiana Jones and James Bond. So there's so much, and it just felt like the perfect final step in my own personal adventure through this kind of franchise world." Her own adventure of ruining franchises. That's what she wanted to do. She also shared, "I love the idea as Steven Spielberg describes it, the great show on Earth, in the greatest show on Earth, as in being able to make things with that scale and to go on adventures that big, and for the comedy and the heart to be matched, but on this kind of great, great level." All right, so she's saying this. Yes, Waller-Bridge's involvement in the series, all but confirms this show will be dead on arrival. She is an outspoken feminist and injects that feminism into her works. She told the BBC that she would trade 5 years of her life for the so-called perfect body. I would have been the girl with the hand up. I would have been like, heck yes. And then thinking that was honest and thinking that's empowering because it's honest. And yet feeling at the same time that it's letting the side down and not really knowing what the rules were. And then caring so deeply about women and equality and the basic principles of feminism. That's weird, but here's a novel concept. How about you eat healthy and go to the gym instead of wishing or even thinking about setting up this hypothetical situation of taking 5 years of your life off for the quote perfect body? Or how about even wanting a good physique being some sort of, you don't have to feel like you're betraying humanity, or in this case, betraying women because you want a good body. It's great to want a good body if you're a man or a woman. Great. Eat healthy and get some sort of activity and exercise going on in your life, dependent on what your goals are. And there you go. Voila. She continued, and then slightly being frightened by the nuances and that there are traps out there. And I still feel like that. Even when I get asked about it, my heart starts beating a little faster because I know that there are mines that you can step on. And I think I'll probably always have that. That's just weird. That's really odd. Okay, if you eat healthy and work out and have the best body that you can for your build, be happy, and you could actually add 5 years to your life. But anyway, yes, it does look like that there's a good possibility that this will not happen, that this will not see the light of day. So all we can hope is that this is true. It's a shame we're getting the Netflix animation because it looks abysmal and terrible. If you want to see me cover that, I just had that in the video before this, I think. Anyway, I just uploaded it. So anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can check out my Bible channel, Bible Time with Melanie Mack. Just wrapped up Proverbs, so we're making good progress. And of course, you can catch me live here on this channel on Wednesday nights. So I hope to see you all there. Thank you again for watching. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.